Good morning, and we are live. I'm excited. This is a good show today, folks. I'm very excited. We're going to talk about some very happy stuff. We're going to talk about some very sad stuff. It's going to be a roller coaster. It really is. But stick with me. We're going to hit the politics, but we're going to start with something fun. So let's just dig right into it and go. Good morning, everybody. I don't know if y'all can see it, but I left the window open. I got a couple of rose bushes outside the window that are just happy as can be. Happy as can be. I don't think you can see them because it's too bright, but that's too bad. That's too bad. Anyways, we have some really good news. Yes, we do a politics show. Yes, we talk about the important things that are going on with our country and all of that. But we do have some good news that is non-politics, that is so big that we cannot ignore it. And I have to tell you, Mrs. Texas Paul and I we're old folks. We're old folks, but Mrs. Texas Paul is young at heart. And I got to tell you, she came running in screaming because Tay-Tay got engaged. I am telling you, the entire world is just elated. One second. Let me see if I can. There we go. That's a little better. Yeah, Tay-Tay got engaged. And my man, Travis Kelce, I'm telling you, he did it right. He did. He did it right. He really did. He got down on one knee. And I just the whole way it was handled. I mean, just I got to tell you, I mean, it just couldn't have picked a better spot. Just beautiful, and he nailed it with the ring. Look at this. Ooh, 8 carat antique cut diamond. And, if I couldn't like Travis Kelce enough already, my man, y'all know I am frugal. I do not waste money. My man, that is over $1 million worth of diamond right there. That is over $1 million worth of diamond right there. My man, Travis Kelce, got that ring for $550,000. He did. He got it from Artifacts Fine Jewelry in New York. A jeweler by the name of Kindred Lubeck put that together for him. This is her Instagram page. She specializes in very large, antique, beautiful. I mean, just beautiful stuff, man. Just beautiful stuff. But because it was for Tay-Tay, my man got himself a deal. He did. Because, it was estimated to be worth over $1 million, but now that it is Tay-Tay's, they estimate the value to be over $5 billion. And he did it right. He did it right. He asked Scott Swift for his blessings before the proposal. So yeah, I couldn't be happier for him. I really couldn't. I couldn't be happier for them. And it's important. It is important that we have things in the news that we can just smile about, that we can just be happy for. Young people in love, doing it right, working hard, building careers. people that are well liked, having some happiness. I'm telling you that is a good thing, man. That is a good thing. That is a good thing. I am truly happy for them, and I hope they're happy. But that's not all the good news that we got. That's not all the good news that we got in the non-politics front. Well, at least it should be non-politics. Pumpkin spice is back, baby. But of course, because of you kind, generous, wonderful people, pumpkin spice never left my house. Y'all know I am a straight up pumpkin spice addict. I am. I love the stuff, man. I do. Y'all are always so generous. I still have some pumpkin spice Kitty Town coffee left that I've been drinking pumpkin spice all year. I have, but it is back, and I love the stuff. But speaking of coffee, today's show is powered by Butterfly Coffee. I got it. We've tried it. It's actually quite good. It is really good. That's what's in the cup this morning. Whenever I do a show like this, I like to grind up a bunch and make a pot. It's really good. So Butterfly is a member of our community. Butterfly Herbs is a member of our community. She's likely in the chat right there. So please ask her about it. Tell folks about it. It's actually really good. I just wanted to let you know I got it. You're very, very generous. Thank you. I appreciate all the coffee you folks send me. I really do. And it is really good. Again, I had no idea. You know, I've always liked coffee, but I always bought the mass-produced corporate, and it was bitter and didn't taste that great. I thought it was good. Hell, I thought it was good till you people started sending me beans from all of these independent roasters all around the country. And then I'm like, holy shit. It's like not knowing you're a neglected child your entire life. Oh, Lori, thanks for supporting the show. I really appreciate you. So are y'all as happy for Tay and Travis Kelce as Mrs. Texas Paul is? Because I got to tell you, she was freaking ecstatic. She was freaking ecstatic. That is why we're talking about it in the show. Happy wife, happy life. So yeah, it was on her that we're discussing Taylor Swift. But yeah, I am super happy for them. I hope you people are just as happy. I hope they have a long, happy marriage. Well, we've got things going on in the world. Let's go to a story that's a little bit more somber. I'm going to talk about the Japanese for a minute in a very non-flattering light. When you talk about an atrocity committed by a people, one of the first things that happens is somebody says, oh yeah, but your hands aren't clean and yada, yada. So let's get this out of the way. No, America has its own history here. We know this. Oh, wait, can't, that's for Spicy Jester. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. I got a whole thing to do on the show there. I love you folks are so far ahead of it. I love it. But we're going to talk about Iowa here in just a little bit. But I want to talk about this first. This is a little bit somber, but it is the truth. Look, America has its own history with enslaved women and abusing enslaved women. We do. That's not what this is about, but let's just get this out of the way. I'm not going to be hypocritical here. I'm not just pointing the finger at the Japanese. That's not what this is about. We're talking about Trump. We are talking about Trump. But yes, we have our own history. Look at that child. Look how young that child is. I mean, we have our own history with enslaved women and the abuse of enslaved women in this country. I know that. But the Japanese in World War II, if you don't know, they're what comfort women are. That was the Japanese term for it. It's considered a slur. Now it is considered a slur. We don't call them that. Diplomatically, we do not refer to these women as comfort women. They were not. They were victims. They were kidnapped. They were enslaved. They were sexually assaulted. They were not comfort women. Lori Stone, thanks for supporting the show. I'm grateful. Thank you for being here. If you don't know what I'm talking about, during World War II, the Japanese were brutal, absolutely brutal. There was a mindset in Japan that they were the superior race, and everything, all the gaijin and the, the Europeans, even the Chinese and the Koreans, which they considered above us Europeans, were still below the Japanese. They considered many races to be subhuman. They really did. And the way they comported themselves in war was horrific. There's a lot to unpack there. There really is. Montana Will, Texas Paul, I sent you the coffee from Montana. I am he. Glad you like it. It's my favorite. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. It came addressed from Butterfly Herbs of Montana Will. Thank you, brother. I was from Missoula, Montana. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. It's really good, brother. It's good. Tell folks about it. It is good stuff. I don't know if you're selling it or what, but it is good, man. It is good. But yeah, back to what we're talking about. When the Japanese invaded, they would just kidnap women. They would, from the local population. Dime Breed Garage, hey Paul, thanks for always being here, brother. They would just kidnap women from the local population and use them sexually. There was an entire program. That's where the term comfort women comes from. There was an entire program within the Japanese military industrial complex to make this happen. There were a number of reasons that they gave that they did this. There were a number of reasons that they gave that they did this. One was the Japanese said was to make their troops less susceptible to intelligence gathering, because the whole honeypot thing was taken off the table if they had sex slaves. It really is. If you don't know anything about this, it is a, I don't know, heart-wrenching doesn't even come close. It doesn't even come close. But these girls, children in many cases, and young women were taken from all areas in which they invaded. I mean, the Philippines, the entire region from World War II. I don't want to do a show rehashing all of World War II. And we could do, just the brutality that went on in that theater. We could do an entire show on that. That's not what we're doing here. But I just want you to be aware that, they did this. They set up what they called comfort stations. They didn't just drive these women out into the trenches. They also set up, this was government-sponsored slavery brothels that they would set up. They would just kidnap women and take them. Now, I want you to think about, and the reason I mentioned, one of the reasons I would, and yes, overwhelmingly children. Yes, 100%. I get it. It's a really upsetting topic. It really is. But why we're talking about this is there was a huge diplomatic fuck up on Trump's part. Just huge. The man is an idiot. The man is a freaking idiot. I want you to take a second to think about how the discussion of slavery happens and the abuses of it and the history of it and everything is still going on in this country today, 160 years after the Emancipation Proclamation and the 13th Amendment. It is still part of who we are and everything that we must deal with. It is. Now imagine that it just happened 70 years ago, 75 years ago, 80 years ago. It isn't 160 years ago. It's half that and less than half that. This is still very much an issue. This is still something that people are very, very upset about. And the term comfort women, we do not use that term. Our diplomatic, our diplomats and our diplomatic attaches and that is a word that it is a slur. We do not use that word because it demeans, it diminishes what these women went through. Okay, I just want you to know all of that before we show this clip. Skeet Sayre, you mean young girls, women were not wanted? It was very young people. It really was. Chas here. Hello from Peaceland, British Columbia. Love your content. Never miss a show. Can't always chip in. Got an hey, thank you, man. And congratulations on your raise, Chas. I appreciate you being here. It's about y'all being here. It's about the community. That's what it's about. I really appreciate you. I'm truly grateful for any support, but I'm more grateful that you're here. I'm more grateful that you're here. So imagine you're Korea or China. Folks, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of women taken from the Philippines, from, just the entire region. New Guinea. This is something that they're still very, very upset about to this day. And this is what dumbass Trump had to say about it.
This is the right presidency. The whole issue of the women, comfort women, very specifically, we talked, and that was a very big problem for.
We don't use that term. We do not use that term. Diplomatically, we do not use that term. I can't stress that enough.
Korea, not for Japan. Japan wanted to go. They want to get on, but Korea was very stuck on that. You understand? So I don't know. Perhaps you'd like to answer. It's a good question.
No, he did not want to answer a question on that. He did not want to talk to you about that. You have no idea. That was the president of Korea. Lee Jae-myung. And I can't stress you. To a layperson that doesn't follow politics, that doesn't, this isn't what you do. You don't understand what Trump just did there. You don't understand how much he just damaged relations with Korea and the Korean people by insulting their president, by insulting their people, by being an ignorant jackass who doesn't understand a topic, by being who he is and his relationship to Jeffrey Epstein and his bullshit about, it all just needs to go away, to sit in the Oval Office and tell the president of Korea that Japan just wants to get over this. You're the problem. Folks, I cannot stress to you enough. Ask our European friends in the audience. We have people from all over the world here in this audience. Ask them. They see this news. Fox News may not show this to your drunk uncle. Fox News may not show this, to the idiot MAGA dirtbags out there, and they will never explain to them what Trump just did there. Hell, our own corporate media just nothing. There's nothing out there about this. I assure you, globally, there is. He just insulted the president of Korea and told him he needed to get over his people being kidnapped and raped. Because the people, the country that kidnapped them and raped them have put it behind them. Yeah, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. That's not how any of this works. And folks, it's not just there. Trump is humiliating our troops. He's just humiliating our troops. This has just gone viral everywhere. Just gone viral everywhere. Folks, we talked about how Trump is trying to be provocative with the troops in D.C. He's trying to claim credit for a reduction in crime that already happened, that Mayor Bowser should get credit for. We know that. We know that part of it. But it's also to try to seem like a tough guy. And a lot of people were really scared and really upset about these troops showing up in D.C. And I said, yeah, it's a slap in the face. It is wrong. It is. But you know what we're not going to do? No, we're not going to respond. We're not going to take the bait. We aren't. And it's worked. It's worked. Because Trump looks like a fucking fool. The troops can't engage in any law enforcement. So he has them doing this kind of policing. Well, morale just looks like it's so high. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Butterflies are free. Yep. Yeah. Policing is not something that, the term the military uses for picking up trash and cleaning up an area is policing it. That's not a duty they dig anyways, but to be taken out of your job, taken away from your family, to be brought to Washington, D.C. to pick up trash because there's no crime for you. There's no reason for you to be there. This is just a photo op for that stupid fat pig son of a bitch president we have. And you're being humiliated. People are sitting there filming you picking up trash. And I'll admit, when I first saw it, my first reaction was, what my first thought was when I saw this? The joke writes itself, right? Camouflage with a Dayglow orange vest over the top of it. And my first thought was that line from Good Morning Vietnam with the legendary, oh my God. The legendary Robin Williams, where he's doing the bit on the radio talking about he's the fashion designer, saying how he has a problem with camouflage. You go in the jungle, I can't see you. If you're going to fight, clash. That was the first thing I thought of. If you're going to fight, clash. It's humiliating. It's humiliating. And again, this is global news. People see this all over the place. This did make the corporate media. It did. But folks, again, this is costing $1 million a day. $1 million a day to do this. Mr. Knudsen in the house. Did you see the 4-hour meeting in the old office where everyone in the administration? Yeah. Where everyone in the administration was thanking and kissing Trump. It was sickening. Yeah. It is. And again, the entire, our friend from Norway, our member of the community from Norway, Mr. Knudsen, is seeing that on the news in Norway. Yeah. This is what we're looking like, folks. This is what we're looking like. And it is not a good thing. I mean, that kind of weakness is a problem. It is a problem. And, this just happened. To our Danish friends, I just want to be clear. We get it. We understand. The majority of the people in the United States of America get this. The U.S. envoy to Denmark was summoned. The king is pissed off. He is pissed off because they're doing this again, but they're doing it in Greenland. Y'all remember when Jason Miller was arrested? Or pardon me, not arrested, detained in Brazil because Trump had his people down in Brazil participating in the attempted coup down there. They were working with Jair Bolsonaro. Well, they're trying to do the same thing in Greenland. Trump has people in Greenland trying to foment discontent, and the Danish people are not having it. They're pissed. They're pissed. They called the U.S. envoy in and said, look, man, mind your own business. Stop screwing with the internal workings of our country, our government. This is not your business. You're never going to get Greenland, period. It is our territory. It will remain our territory. But yeah, that's what's happening here, folks. That's what's happening here. And I want people, in our European audience and our Danish audience to know, take a look at this chat over here. We get it. We understand. This is not America. This is not who we are. It is who Trump is. And because of idiocy and stupidity that we have to take responsibility for, yeah, he's in a position to do shit like this. But we're not behind it. We are not. We are not. Gail Bernal, my concern is the normalization of troops in the streets on our cities. It will happen at election time. I am not concerned about it happening. A lot of people say that. It's to me, it's like a lot of the hand wringing that went on when they first showed up. Oh, that's it. This is the fascist takeover. That's it. This and that. They look like idiots. I am telling you, not responding and just mocking them. Mocking that stupidity. It is working. It is working, folks. It is. And there will be nothing but more and more and more of these opportunities. And they keep trying to be provocative. Well, we're going to let them be armed. Enjoy carrying your M4 around picking up trash because that's all you're going to be doing. Meanwhile, the local businesses are getting more and more and more and more pissed. And that is kind of the theme of today's show is Trump is devastating all of the foundations within the Republican Party. Republicans have always enjoyed a level of support in the American military that surpassed the Democrats. It just is what it is. Yeah, he's shattering that foundation with this stupidity. And this is the kind of thing that we need to take advantage of. When we see it, we need to take advantage of it. And there's more to it. There's more to it than just what he's doing by pissing off the military and the people in the military and destroying that support. There's more going on. George, thanks for being here. Thanks for always supporting the show. I'm truly grateful. Skeets here. Talk about no mail from India and Britain. Yeah. No kidding. That's going on too, man. I mean, it's just Robin Hood. What Skeets here is talking about there is, we just slapped a 50% tariff on India. And it's so haphazard, stupid. It's so unprofessionally done. The Indian mail service has stopped delivering packages. They're like, we need clarification. What are the tariffs? When are they going to be? Where there's no information here. You just held a press conference to do this. We have nothing in writing. Nothing. There's no legal background behind this that we can point to and build policy around. So they just stopped delivering packages. I mean, this is really happening. This ineptitude, this stupidity, it's global. People see this everywhere. Everywhere they see this. And this ineptitude is, I'm telling you, folks, it is presenting an opportunity for Democrats that we must jump on. We must. Peter Campbell, everyone knows the Putin has many body doubles. It has been reported that the person that met with dear leader in Alaska wasn't actually Putin. The level of ignorance displayed by him is obscene. That has been talked about considerably. And I tend to shrug those things off, but the one that stuck with me most was the guy that showed up in Alaska had fairly long hair on, the sides and the back of his head. They had side-by-side pictures of Putin 2 days before, and he was tight. He had just had his hair trimmed. It was trimmed. Hair only grows so fast. How the fuck did he have hair in Alaska that was this freaking long on the sides, and he had tight hair 2 days before? I don't know. I hate to go down those conspiracy theory rabbit holes. I really don't like them. I'm uncomfortable talking about that. But yeah, I was like, I had to literally independently go back and look and pull up I couldn't just accept the side by side because I was like, wow, this is okay. I got to verify this. And yeah, no shit. I went and found pictures from the event, and it's like, no fucking way that hair grew that much. No way. Jeremy Breeden, apparently PM Modi is ignoring the regime's phone calls as well. Yeah, this is really ham-handed, haphazard shit. But I got to tell you, it is presenting an opportunity. Look, this is happening. Let me tell you what I'm talking about here. This is happening. Man, I hope your coffee is as good as mine this morning. That is some good coffee, man. Thank you. Thank you for sending it. That is some good coffee. Yeah, brother. I hope you're selling that. I'm going to need more of that. Yeah. If you don't know the background behind this, if your politics isn't your thing and there's a lot of new people into politics that don't understand how gross this is and what we're talking about here. Trump just took a 10% stake in Intel. Yeah, just took it. It's not an exaggeration. They decided they wanted it. They just wanted it. And y'all remember the CHIPS Act from the Biden administration? Well, there were grants that were part of the CHIPS Act. See, they weren't just going to build those fabs here and start making chips here and bring those jobs here for no reason. They weren't going to do, all of this has to make financial sense. So in the CHIPS Act, they gave these companies grants. Not loans, not anything, grants to build these factories. And boy, howdy, under Biden, were they building factories, man? all over Arizona and the Southwest. They were building factories like crazy. Well, Trump said that money wasn't free. I'm reneging on the deal. I am reneging on the deal. And I'm going to demand that the board of Intel fire you, the CEO of Intel. Lip Bhutan is the CEO of Intel right now. And he said, I'm going to withhold these grants. And basically, he just blackmailed them. He just blackmailed them. Said, you give me 10% of the company, or I'm going to make life hell for you, the CEO. And there's a lot of ways, because chips are controlled as a national security issue. There's a lot of ways the Trump administration could have really screwed with Intel. So Intel bent the knee, and they gave 10% of Intel to the Trump administration. And immediately after that, now mind you, the attacks that they were making on Lip Bhutan was he's a Chinese spy. He's controlled by China. He cannot be allowed to be CEO of Intel. And as soon as he paid the bribe, nothing wrong with Lip Bhutan at all. He's a big success. He's a big success. Yeah, 5 minutes ago, he was a Chinese spy, but now he's a big success. And I like that guy. And this isn't sitting well. This is causing a big fracture within, and I told you, the Republicans, the conservative movement, that's a culture, folks. It is a culture. You know, they're not like us on the side. It's a lot of Democrats don't fundamentally understand that you know, because we are we're an armada of different interests that we all sail in the same direction, because the Democratic Party is the only way we get these things done, and they're only governing party out there. But the Republicans are a cult. And they have certain things. It's as though it is being read from the Bible. And one of the things is government is bad. And government involved in business is socialism. And that's the way it has always been. And now you have Trump taking a 10% stake in Intel. And conservatives are starting to lose their damn minds. William G. 8 is, we're getting there, bud. We're getting there. Quit giving it away. We're getting there. Skeet's there. Intel still have not been paid the $2 billion to Abe. Yeah. They are really using straight up blackmail, and it's creating an opportunity for Democrats. It is creating an opportunity for Democrats. 1 second. Somebody just had a question that just went by that was a good question. Someone was asking is it true that if the National Guard doesn't get paid, if it was Don Dorf, great question, Don. Is it true the National Guard don't get paid if he pulls them out before 30 days? Not exactly. There's a step up in benefits that they get. They don't get paid as though they're, they don't get paid their full benefits. They don't get paid they get screwed. They do. And that's exactly what they do. They issue them 14-day orders and they rotate that. That's why there's 4 different states that are offering troops. They're not all there at the same time. It's so that they can fuck these National Guardsmen and pull them out before their 30 days. So these states, these red states, don't have to pay these people deployed benefits. That's what it's all about. They will rotate them out in under 30 days. Not only are they taking them from their jobs, taking them from their families, making them do shit work, they are going to rotate them out before the 30 days so none of these troops get their fully deployed benefits. That's just what these people do. That's their character. That's what they are. Vincent Day, thank you for being here. And then they're going to do it again in Chicago here in a little bit. Captain PJ, good day, Mr. Texas Paula. Have you heard who he appointed to the Homeland Security election integrity role? A conservative election researcher who's put out faulty findings on the 2020 election voter data. This is what concerns me, bad apples. Yes. We are going to have an entire segment where we show you who this person is and all the things that has been said. Absolutely. Thanks for calling that to everybody's attention. We are going to talk about that. That will be that'll be in Friday or Sunday's show as we talk more about the elections, because this is what this story is I'm talking about right now, is the turn to the elections. We've got to start focusing on those. So let's jump in the Wayback Machine for a second. Let's talk about why this is such a big deal and where it's going and why this is going to be such a huge opportunity for Democrats. Stacey Swanson, thanks for supporting the show. I'm truly grateful for you being here. Thank you. This is Barry Goldwater. It goes back this far. This is Barry Goldwater. A lot of you know who Barry Goldwater is. He's considered kind of the definition of what a conservative was supposed to be. Barry Goldwater is a big reason why the funds and the Social Security Trust Fund were never invested. Social Security, had they done what they intended to do with it, which is to take that trust fund and invest it, would have been a self-sustaining entity that required no tax dollars a long time ago. It would have been a self-sustaining if they had invested the Social Security Trust Fund. But Republicans and conservatives said no, and they have fought it and fought it and fought it and fought it. Why? That's socialism. That is getting the government into partnership with our corporations, and we don't want that, because that would give the government an interest and control in these companies. That's socialism. We don't do that. So your Social Security has never been invested, never gotten the rewards back that it could have, because of conservatives and Republicans. And it's not just Barry Goldwater, folks. The people that brought you the 2025 Project. This is a 1998 article from the Heritage Foundation, why the government should not invest America's Social Security money. They called it creeping socialism. Poe, who do you mean by Poe? I don't get that one. Et tu, Brutus? I'm on another mind. My mind isn't there, buddy. You got to explain what you mean by Poe. Edgar Allan, or but this isn't just old school. This is Elon Musk. This is Elon Musk this year in March saying they need to privatize Amtrak. You know, Amtrak is a public-private hybrid. It is subsidized and funded by the American government because of security reasons. We don't have a private rail company that can do what Amtrak does. And for a lot of people, I get it. A lot of people that don't live in the East and Northeast, you don't get it. You don't get the importance of Amtrak and how many people Amtrak moves. But yeah, it's important. It's important. We need it for the country. And Republicans and conservatives have been railing against the fact that, we prop up Amtrak and keep it functioning as a matter of national security and as a matter of national infrastructure. Hell, these are the same people that said this back in 2008. This is an op-ed you can still go back and read from Mitt Romney. Back in 2008, you remember they were saying, let Detroit die. TARP. One second. Accidentally closed a tab. Hell, it's not important. But TARP, the Troubled Assets Relief Program, y'all remember the Republicans? Y'all have been around for a while. That was socialism. That's the government putting its finger on the scale. It's bad. And if you don't know what TARP was, the United States government, during the collapse brought to us by Republicans in 2007, stepped in and they bought positions in companies. And Republicans screamed like gut-shot hogs. Yeah, I'm telling you, I would like to see us invest more in rail. I really would. Amy Emanuel, thanks for always being there. Amtrak is a great way to go from Austin to DFW. There are several rides it's not cheap, it's expensive, but the ride is the point. There are several trips that you can take that are across country that are just absolutely gorgeous. They really are. If you don't like to fly, a lot of people take Amtrak. But you may remember TARP, the Troubled Assets Relief Program, when the United States government bought a position in General Motors. They bought a position in Citigroup. They bought a position in AIG to keep these companies from collapsing because companies were collapsing. Merrill Lynch had to be bought out. Bear Stearns is gone. Lehman. I mean, there are company after company after company after company that were collapsing, and these dominoes were falling. And President Obama stopped it. And the Democrats stopped it over the objections of Republicans. These are the kind of things that we can do when we hold power. They bought positions in these companies and they made a profit. It's not like when it's done correctly and the way President Obama did it. And this is the argument you're getting out of the right wing right now. The Trump supporters. There's two factions on the right now regarding what Trump is doing. You've got the conservatives that believe the gospel, that think this is the most heinous thing they've ever seen. Oh my God, we're the ones bringing socialism in. And then on the other side, the Trump supporters are like, well, Obama did it. Y'all are hypocrites. Obama did it. Not the same thing, brother. Not the same thing at all. Not even close to the same thing. These companies were facing collapse. It was a matter of national security to keep our industries from collapsing. So the government bought positions in these companies with the intent that they followed up on to sell. Let's see, Citigroup, they sold their interest in Citigroup in 2010 for a profit, made billions of dollars on it. AIG, they sold their interest in 2012 and GM in 2013. They did not buy these companies to run them and own them. It was simply to save them and get the fuck out when they were stable again. Not the same thing at all. Intel is not collapsing. Intel is not in danger of collapsing. This is just a mob organization demanding a cut, taking something done by the Democrats, which was a good thing, which is to give grants to companies to move industries here that boosts our national security, that boosts our economy. And this mob organization that is the Trump regime is just demanding cuts. Pay me, with no intent of ever leaving. Mr. Newsom, did you all see the sad news about the Annunciation Catholic School and Church, Southeast Minneapolis? Time for background checks, even for private transfer yet? 4 neighboring states have no such law. I don't know what you're talking about there, brother. I did not see that. Silly Bebo, they say the same thing about the post office. Yeah, exactly. You get where I'm going with this, right? This is an opportunity that has sprung up. He is really pissing Wall Street off. And wait for it. We got more of it. We got more of it. Mandolius, have you heard about what Republicans are doing to trash mass transit in Pennsylvania, including Amtrak? Yeah, I have. Glenn Canico, extortion. Exactly. It is extortion. And it's not going to stop there. Talking about Amtrak. Amtrak took over Union Station back in 22, I believe it is. The Trump administration just took it. They forced out the CEO of Amtrak, and now they just took Union Station. This is what happens when you don't bend the knee. They forced out the CEO of Amtrak, and they just took Union Station. And there's no reason. If you've been to D.C., Union Station is fucking nice now. There's some good restaurants in there. It is nice. Tube Kurt, Trump administration announced in the last hour is taking over. Yeah, I love you people. I love you people. But yeah, when you don't push back, this is what you get, folks. This is Howard Nutlick.
Why about defense companies, though, Secretary? Why shouldn't the U.S. government say, you know what, we use Palantir services, we would like a piece of Palantir. We use Boeing services, we would like a piece of Boeing. There are a lot of businesses that do business with the U.S. government that benefit by doing business with the U.S. government. I guess the question is, where's the line?
Oh, there's a monstrous discussion about defense. I mean, Lockheed Martin makes 97% of their revenue from the U.S. government. They are basically an arm of the U.S. government. They make exquisite munitions. I mean, amazing things that can knock a missile out of the air when it's coming towards you. But what's the economics of that? I'm going to leave that to my Secretary of Defense and the Deputy Secretary of Defense. These guys are on it and they're thinking about it. But I tell you what, there's a lot of talking that needs to be had about how do we finance our munitions acquisitions. I think a lot of that is talking. And now you have the right people in the jobs and Donald Trump at the head thinking about what is the right way to do it. I tell you, the way it has been done has been a giveaway.
Mr. What about defense companies, though?
Yeah. I saw a comment earlier that someone said Union Station. Union Station's in D.C., my friend. They've just taken They're just taking over Union Station in D.C. But yeah, they didn't, it worked. It's worked over and over and over again. Why would they stop? Why would they not why would this mob organization not take parts of, like you said, Lockheed Martin, like he says, these defense contractors? This is the disgusting meeting the other day that Mr. Newsom was talking about yesterday, that where they were just sitting there like sycophants, just kissing Trump's ass. But Howard Nutlick said this.
Patents. We have given tens, if not hundreds of billions of dollars to universities for them to do research, and they invent things. And you know who owns those patents? The universities. So we are going to make a deal with them all, which is if we give them the money, don't you think it's fair that the United States of America and the taxpayers who funded it get a piece of that, right? So we wrote a letter to Harvard. So Linda and I working together. I mean, it's so much fun to work with everybody here. I mean, we just have a blast, you know, because Linda's hitting Harvard and she says, what can we do? And now we send them a patent letter and we'll hit them again. So we're having fun together. Patents.
Yeah, that's fucking gross. Yeah, that's fucking gross. But you know what? Every one of you universities that bent the knee, Columbia, you did this. Did you think they were going to stop? Did you think they were going to stop? No. No. But this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity. Look, Democrats have to get in this. They have got to reach out. Corporate America is not digging this. They're not enjoying this. They're not saying, "Oh, this is what we wanted." No, this is the frog and the scorpion, man. Y'all remember that parable, the frog and the scorpion? Scorpion asked for the frog for a ride across the stream. And the frog agrees. About halfway through, the scorpion stings the frog and he's dying. And as they're going under, the frog says, "Why?" And the scorpion says, "It's my nature. It's what I am." That's what these broligarchs are learning right now. They're learning what they got involved in. They're learning who Donald Trump is. They're learning who he is and what they've gotten themselves into. And yeah, it is 100% an opportunity for Democrats. John Rankin here says they're not going to stop until we decide to stop them. And there's only one way to stop them. There's only one way to stop them. Now, look, on social media, and this is where I ask you, this is why I say the important part, I'm grateful for the support that y'all send. I can't do this show without it. But that is not why we're doing this. We're doing this to build the community. We're doing this to build the community. And as a community, that means we have power. We can do things. And one of the things that we can do is control the narrative. Trump was really pissing off Silicon Valley. So Hakeem Jeffries took a trip to Silicon Valley and sat down with those CEOs. And you would have thought that he murdered a baby with a machete if you were on social media. You just would have. I mean, they thought that was the end of the world. Folks, that's his job. He's going to be Speaker of the House. There is an opportunity here. Look, when it comes to fundraising, this shit ain't free. Everybody knows that. The lights don't stay on by themselves. You have to pay a bill to keep the lights on. It's not fucking free. None of this. Not what I'm doing here. Nothing about politics is free. And when it comes to fundraising, Democrats, when it comes to just the average American, what the average American gives, you folks, the support you give, we do really well. We do really well. We have a lot of support among the American population. We usually outpace Republicans. But that's not the longest green in politics. That's not the most money. The most money is the PACs, the think tanks, the dark money. That comes from corporate America, and that dwarfs what you and I do. And Republicans have had a massive advantage. Folks are like, oh, Hakeem Jeffries took money from AIPAC. You should see what AIPAC does for Republicans. Folks, we have got to get in this. There is a break. There is a schism that has occurred because Trump is going against the cult. Because of what you just saw of him smiling and yucking it up with Howard Nutlick about we're going to take patents, we're going to take stakes in companies. Hell yeah. Wall Street's saying, what the fuck? Why? Because that's his nature. Because that's what he is. George Allen, Trump looks ill. So yeah, he does. He's dying right in front of us. He's literally dying right in front of us. Again, there was another, I don't have an image of it for you, but again, there was another, he just had another round of Lasix, bruising on his hands where the IV just blows out. And his old veins can't handle it anymore. They can't control the fluid in his body. And what this results in is it's something called AKI, which is it's damaged kidneys, basically, is the cliff notes of it. It's damaged kidneys. He's going to die. Most people that deal with patients like that, I looked at it, said 6 months, 6 to 9 months max. But folks, we have an opportunity here, a massive, massive opportunity here. We have the wind at our back, and we have to take advantage. Democrats have to pounce here. I need you to stop allowing these people that are political neophytes or they're the one issue people from hamstringing us, especially on social media. Momentum is a thing in politics. It is important. And we cannot keep shooting ourselves in the ass. Folks, who do you think is going to sit down with these companies that are now disillusioned and upset with Trump? Who would do it in the Democratic Party? Now, there's some purists among us that are like, that shouldn't happen. We can't do that. We have to do that. If we can level the playing field, good God, we can end the Republican Party. Who among us, what Democrat would do that? It's Hakeem Jeffries. It's the next Speaker of the House. He is the man that has the clout to sit down at these tables. It doesn't mean we're selling out. It doesn't. We don't have to stop being Democrats. Hell, Joe Biden, who we love, gave grants to corporations to come here and open factories, and we loved him for it. Those deals have to be made. And this opportunity has never been greater. The universities, the corporations hate Trump right now. And the Republicans can't do shit about it because they have no power. It's kind of like Mamdani in New York. He's making a lot of promises that I support, that a lot of people really love. But it's going to take him a while to deliver on some of those promises. Some of them he will fail and not deliver. That's just reality. We have to be the kind of people that don't betray people. I mean, that's the political environment we're in. The Republicans march in lockstep. I'm not saying give up your values. I'm not saying give up what you're trying to get out of our government. None of that. None of that. I'm saying realistically, this is an opportunity like no other. Like, this is something we have never seen before in modern history with corporate America. And Democrats have to surge into that void. They do. They just do. It is a game changer going forward. Trader hater. Michael Cohen predicted exactly what Trump is doing to the oligarchs. Yep. The people that know him most know exactly what he is. Because I got to tell you, somebody just said it. Vance is worse. Yeah, Vance is worse. If we don't seize this opportunity, somebody's just sending me a text message on the Annunciation Catholic School. I hadn't heard about it. Apparently, there's a shooting going on. If y'all know anything about that, please, you know your job. You're part of the show. This is a community. This isn't my show. It's our show. Start talking about it in the chat. And folks, if you're watching this on replay, one, hit the subscribe button. You need this information. And two, forgive me. Two, there's a button down there. If you're watching this on replay, like on a PC or something, laptop, there's a button down here just on the lower right-hand corner of the screen that says panel. Open it up. You want to see what this community is talking about. These are smart people. Oh my God. I hadn't heard about that. I was prepping for the show and I hadn't heard about that. 2 dead, 20 wounded. Oh my God. Well, I guess I know what we're going to be talking about Friday as the information comes out on it. What's sad news? But look, let me just highlight something for you that happened yesterday to give you an idea of what an incredible opportunity this is. If you will go out there and on your social media, stop the people shit-talking Democrats, stop the purists from demanding, that no Democrat ever talked to a corporation. Stop the both sides and bullshit. We know for a fact these two things are not the same. Democrats will govern. They will run the government for the people. They will keep the lights on. They will keep the government operating, and they will look out for your interests. Republicans only work for their oligarch donors and themselves. These things are not the same. And it's our job to keep momentum moving going into the midterms, because look at this is the opportunity that we have. This is Catelin Drey. I promised you I had information on this. I had the story. This is Catelin Drey. Oh, I should be saying, pardon me, I'm sorry. As of yesterday, this is Senator Catelin Drey. Yeah, she just flipped a seat that has been bright red in the Iowa Senate for the last, 35 years? 35 years? Yeah, there was a special election held yesterday. Y'all caught me. I make special cups for me that are double-sided. Y'all's get, and then you get the logo on the back. Mine are double-sided so that I could use them left-handed. No, I'm not going to mail you the cup I drank out of. I'm not. That's my cup, but that's not one of my show cups. But yeah, Senator Drey. We had a special election yesterday. I keep asking you, please get involved in your local Democratic Party. Please get involved in local elections because it makes a difference. Yeah, it makes a difference. Do you know what she just did other than just flip a deeply, deeply, deeply red seat? She broke their supermajority. Yeah. So you get some idea how hard the Republicans were fighting for this seat. Their supermajority was on the line. That's gone. And the momentum is at our backs. It is still going that way. It is still going that way. Skeet Sarah, as a Canadian, it behooves me how guns are so worshipped in American culture. I don't get it. I don't get it. You know me, I like my guns. I like to shoot. It's not my fucking identity. It's not who I am. I don't solve my problems with guns. I don't believe in Second Amendment solutions. I don't get it. I don't understand that fucking culture on the right. I don't get it. Great point. Great point. I don't get it. But look, I want to give you some idea. This was 2 elections ago in that same district. This is Dave Rowley, the Republican, won that seat 75-24. 2 elections ago. This was the election before this last special election. Rocky DeWitt, the Republican, won at 55-44. So yeah, there's a change. The environment's changing. And this is what Catelin Drey won the seat with yesterday. Total inverse of that. She won at 55-44. Folks, there were 7,619 voters. 7,619 voters in that district. You're talking about the Sioux City, Iowa area. You can change elections like that. You can. And the wind is at our back. Folks have had enough of this shit. How many people have you seen? This is not what I voted for. This is not what I signed up for. That is the just droning drumbeat on the right. This is not what I signed up for. We can take all the independents. We can take all the independents. We can peel away some of those people that were Republicans that believed in all the bullshit about, because folks, everything Republicans have ever said are their values are bullshit. They're bullshit. Here to protect the children. Really? Why do you keep molesting them in your church? Why do you keep raping kids in your churches? Oh, you believe in protecting the children? Okay, then why do you keep gutting their education? Why do you keep screwing over the economies that destroys family? There's nothing. We back the blue until you're beating the shit out of them with a flagpole. We support the military as long as you can use them as props. But if it comes time to actual veterans benefits and taking care of these people, that takes a Democrat. That takes a Democrat. Republicans are mouth. They are talk. Always. They are nothing but talk. And they never are ever back up what they say. None of it has ever been real. Small government. Bullshit. You prove it every time you have power. We want to cut the debt. Bullshit. You're racking up debt like a drunk fucking sailor right now. And you've got the power. We want to bring back jobs. Bullshit. The Democrats were bringing back jobs. We were getting inflation under control. Now inflation is skyrocketing out of control. Jobs are plummeting. The economy is getting choked to death. And all you can do is lick Trump's taint. Yeah, folks, this midterm, they're going to be huge. And I need you to not be scared. Do what we're doing in DC right now. Folks are like, oh man, we got to protest. We got to turn out. We got to raise hell and say that we're not going to take this and we're not going to. And we didn't. We didn't. And they didn't get the response they wanted. You remember Sandwich Guy? The locals just hating on these people. And it's just making news after news after news. And Trump is looking like a fucking fool who's just trying to distract from the fact that he's on the Epstein list, which has not gone away, by the way. We're going to call that brand new ballroom that they're going to break ground. That's going to be all over the news next month. And we're going to dub that place the Epstein Ballroom. Folks, we got this, man. We got this. As long as we don't, forgive the expression, step on our own dick. If we can keep the purists, the people that don't understand, this shit's got to be paid for. Elections cost money. They do. Sometimes, just like what Joe Biden did, and we loved him for, you have to look out for corporate America. Those chip plants weren't being built because the business environment made it a good thing to do. No, those plants would still be being built in Taiwan and China if Joe Biden didn't step in and say, look, we're going to change the business environment. I'm going to make it profitable for you to build here. We got to do that, folks. We do. We do. We've got to be big picture. Kimberly March Shore. Howdy, Texas Paul. Grew up in Nacogdoches. Beautiful part of the state. My hubby Matthew and I live in Virginia, but Texas will always be my home. Was conservative from 18 to 35, then saw the truth. My hubby is a retired U.S. Navy chief. Go Chief, man. I tell you what, he loves your coffee moment. Thank you. This just as a side note here, thank you for the comment. This is what makes our military so great. It's the sergeants, it's the chiefs. We build a leadership in our non-commissioned officers that other militaries don't do. That they don't do. It is what makes our military so freaking good at what it does, because down on the troop level, we have leadership. Gee Willikers, I'm telling you, I can't keep track of it all for you. I can't keep track of every election in every state you have to be doing this, man. As a community, you need to be doing this. I have people that to say, hey, look, we got a special election come up. How about a shout out, Paul? And you do that by getting involved with your local Democratic Party. I'm telling you things that you can change the political landscape in this country, and it just doesn't sound like you're doing much, but you are. If you get involved in your local Democratic Party, wear that badge with pride. Bandwagon effect is real. Oh yeah, I'm a Democrat. No, I'm not an independent. I'm a Democrat. Let me tell you why. Because Democrats have been doing a great job for the last 40 years. Look at every economy. Every economy that's booming in this country, Democrats. Every time the Republicans take power, crash. Every time, the greedy ass broligarchs get, massive ass tax cuts and we rack up tons of debt, Republicans. Every time we pay down the debt and have a balanced budget, Democrats. Wear it with pride. It makes a difference, man. It makes a difference. It is that momentum that makes elections happen. It is. It is that momentum that makes those victories happen. But I need you to keep this in mind. This is the mistake I've apologized for in the last election. We have to remember the fundamentals of elections. People do not vote. We want Democrats for all those reasons that I just mentioned. For all those reasons that I just mentioned, you need to wear pride. You need to show people that you are not just a viable option, but the smart option. But they will not turn out for that. That will not get them into the voting booth. It will not. Why? The fundamental principle of politics. People do not vote to say thank you. If they did, Democrats would hold every office in the land. Let me say it again. People do not vote to say thank you. They don't. People vote to say fuck you. And you have to give them a reason. You have to give them a reason to say fuck you. You have to. This is why I do my show. Too much of the narrative in the corporate media is fuck you to Democrats. And it's just bullshit 9 times out of 10. Just made up, fabricated bullshit 9 times out of 10. Yeah, we fuck up every once in a while. We deserve to get smacked in the mouth for it. But 9 times out of 10, what's being portrayed isn't true. But it sure gives people that aren't involved in politics, that are out there working, as nurses, busting their asses, working as teachers, electricians, stocking grocery store shelves. They don't have time to keep track of all this shit. What are they exposed to? The narratives. The narratives. That's it. And that's what they vote on. So to answer your question in priority, the number one thing you can do is speak out. Build this community. Hit the thumbs up button. That's a big freaking deal. Bandwagon effect. Show people why they should look at Republicans and say, fuck you. That wins elections. That drives turnout. But just by doing the simple thing of getting involved in your local Democratic Party, it'll seem innocuous. It will. It will. It'll seem like it's not critical. But then you're going to see as it starts going into elections, those relationships that you've built will pay off. The door knocking, the postcarding, the robocalling. And I know I get a lot of people say, look, man, I ain't got money to give. I understand that. I've been there. I've been there in my life, brother. I've been there, sister. I get it. It's not all about the money. See, that's what they have. The Republicans, they have bots and money. But you know what? And robocalls. But that can't compete with people, because people actually show up to vote. You'll never get a bot to go knock doors. You'll never get a bot to sit there drinking beers with their buddies and they say, them fucking, you know what, them fucking Democrats. No, fuck you, man. Fuck you. Democrats are getting it done. Look at this shithead Trump, pedophile protector. That's not me. That might be you, but that ain't me. You can change the country with that. You really can change the country with that. That's why I spend so much time. I'm all over social media. My wife hates it. She does. I'll tell you the truth. My wife hates it. She hates the amount of time I spend with a phone in my hand. She hates it. But you know what? It works. It pays off, the momentum. Last month, Our community talked to over 7 million people. You could make that explode. Think about that. If you start talking to people and you start posting on social media, instead of just liking something, or when you see something that pisses you off, somebody talking shit about Democrats, imagine that 7 million people multiplied by all of you. There's what, 2,700, there were almost 3,000 people in here. Imagine if you multiplied it by 3,000. Yeah, we can change this, man. We can. We can. We can end their cult and their culture. Because remember, Trump is dying. And it is just a simple fact. Cults don't survive their cult leaders dying. They don't. No one ever steps up behind them. Look at all the religious leaders in this country. Jerry Falwell versus Jerry Falwell Jr. Act 2 is never the same as what Act 1 was. Ever. So look, we got the wind at our back. Their leader is dying. He's dumb as shit and greedy. He's pissing off their own base. Let's take advantage of it. Let's do the work. Folks, that is what I have for you today. I hope it was useful. I hope you found the information useful. Yeah. Nobody likes fans. Nobody likes fans. At all. And he will just be a source. He will. When he's trying to run in 2028, he will be a source of more shit, more reminders of everything they didn't like about this administration. But that's what I've got for you today, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was useful. Thank you for supporting the show. I can't do it without you. I'm incredibly grateful for all of the support, and thank you for always being here. Love to see all the new people here. Please hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button. Let's get this out to as many people as possible. Let's grow our community, and let's keep talking about what's important. I got to go find out about this school shooting. Enjoy some Texas cities at night.